Alrighty, hello VOD. How's it going? This is day 10 of Superflat Survival. We are back. I have expanded the farms a little bit. These are all of my essence ore berries, which gives me XP and all this other stuff. But let me say hello to everyone first. Hello Etchix. Hello Gabby. Hello Onyx. Hello Delay. Hello Matthew with the first live. Um, hello Liz. Spilled. Front slash, also first live. Let's go. Finger dash with the Dinkwater. Shrevy, hello. Mate, hello. Scalet, Benjamin, Epsil, Exendra. Oh my god. Everybody, can we give a pog Liz in chat? Damn, that sounded so regular streamer. But thank you, Liz. Liz just dropped 10 tier 1 gift subs to my stream. Everybody thank Liz profusely. Thank you, Liz. I appreciate you. And yeah, so let's get started today. Wow, that is a very good way to start stream. I think when I last left off, I had just gotten ore berries of each type, but now I have a couple of all of them. And I have a couple of little updates. I've kind of been distilling the best ways to get our four most important resources. And, in Steam Age, those resources are tin, copper, iron, and steel, which we have, but I'll tell you about that in a bit. I have decided that I don't like copper and iron ore berries, and the reason why is that they are tier 5 crops. So when a crop is tier 5, I don't know where it says this. Maybe it's in like the uses page. There we go, tier 5. When a crop is tier 5, it needs sky access in order to be able to grow with zero intervention. The difference between that and the tin ore berry is that the tin ore berry is tier 4, which means because it needs to be light level 10 or lower, it doesn't need sky access to grow without intervention at all. So this means that I don't need to water it twice in order for it to get to its full growth stage. I can just let it go and it'll eventually give me tin. You can see that that's 0.23% grown. It's very slow without intervention, but it is what it is. The same thing with essence ore berries, which are the XP ore berries, or similar. The essence ore berry is a tier 5 plant, but if you'll remember, we don't need a light level restriction for this, which means that it has access to the open sky and therefore can grow on its own without intervention. My chest here is already full of essence berries, but we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, that's basically it. Oh, okay, wait. Are you French? Exandre? Exandre? I don't know how to say that. Exandra. Exandre. Close enough. Close enough. Hello. Hello, Arzuka. But yeah, basically, that's pretty much what I've been into. I have been doing that, and then I've been buying chain and iron armor from villagers, blacksmith villagers, and grinding that up into dust, which has been very helpful. We have a ton of iron and steel, so I've just been like compiling resources because today we're gonna hop into the Steam Age Questbook and bang out as much as we can. There's an order of operations for today though. First, I want to gamble. I also happen to do a bunch of crop breeding over the weekend, so let's get every single crop loot bag that we can possibly find from this quest book, because I have been putting in the work here, just like going through a bunch of random crop mutations that I figured, like, you've seen it all at this point. If you've seen one crop breed, it's just me sitting at a bunch of crops and staring at them and weeding them and then looking at them. So there's all of that. We got sticky cane is really good. I would recommend getting sticky cane. Salty root. Flax and cotton, very good. Diareed, copper ore berries. All right, that is a lot. What is the difference between these two stacks? I'm kind of scared. But anyway, I really want to gamble all of this. Let me put away some stuff here before we gamble so I can get a better idea of what we get. Let's stack that. I guess I'll put the rest of this in the main chests. This run is so blurst. You know, Phoenix, I haven't been using blurst as much as I like to. I love the word blurst, and it's been so long since since I've used it. So thank you for reminding me about blurst. I really needed that. Okay, let's get gambling. You wanted netherrack, right? Yeah, so let's take a look at this loot bags. There's a couple things that I want. The thing that I want the most actually now, this isn't just a sodium battery. This is actually a battery, a solar panel, and a battery buffer in one thing. And that would allow us to do fully passive steam age crop managing because we have gambled 2 basic crop managers. So that is one thing that if we get that, it's a really small chance. I think it's an equivalently small chance to getting this crop manager drop. But that would be really good. And then I also want netherrack, obviously. I don't think I think I have most of these. Maybe like I'm missing nickel. Yeah, I'm missing only nickel. So netherrack, nickel, and most importantly, that battery solar panel thing. So let's get gambling, shall we? Another crop manager and nickel ore. That's good. That's good. That's crazy. We have 3 crop managers now. We don't need copper ore berries, but gold ore berries. Oh, and netherrack. Oh my god, we've got it finally. So netherrack we have no access to because I'm not going to the nether this playthrough if I can help it. So this will allow us to breed a bunch of new crops, like a bunch of very important crops actually. I think the most important is nether stone lily. There's also glowstone. Yeah, this bad boy, which allows us to get more netherrack, which is good. So that's nice. A plant cure. Okay, I'm gonna do all the non-enchanted ones real quick first, so that way I don't get disappointed. Silky Jewel is good. Silky Jewel. I can't complain. We're running out of space here. I gotta go put some stuff away and go back. I am aware of the inventory BOGO drop-off key. I just don't use it very often. Because I like to know where my things are going. Okay, I don't care about copper ore berries or necrobloom or fertilia. Let's put this away. The gold block can go in there. Sugar I can delete. We got a second netherrack, which is nice. Charcoal goes in there. Oops, all crop managers. It would be really funny if we got like another crop manager and 0 solar panels, because then I just couldn't do anything with it until like until LVH, which would admittedly be really fucking funny, but a little unfortunate at the same time. Okay, what did we get? What did we get? I'm gonna delete that. More saplings, very cool. We theoretically got aluminum ore berries, which I think I can melt that down into raw aluminum, but I really can't use that yet. So I'm just gonna hold on to those. And I'll probably want to make my own because I don't want to restat these. Let's put that back. Manganese, nuts, gold ore berries. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of saplings for some reason. Very odd. Ooh, enchanted golden apple is nice. First time catching the stream and I'm welcomed by gambling. Let's go. That's an important thing to get, you know? Gambling is a very important part of my stream, you know? How you doing? Connie, how's it going? All right, here's the last 3 enchanted loot bags. I need you guys to like summon a battery buffer for me, because if I don't get this, I'm gonna be stuck hand harvesting this till the end of my days, aka low voltage. Nothing. Silver ore. Ah, please. One more, please. Oh, unfortunate. Okay, so no battery buffer today, but we did get a third crop manager. Oh man, that's so funny. All right, let's put all this away. That's okay though, because today wasn't, that's not the focus of today. The focus of today is I am going to, oh, I have more crop loot bags. I guess we could do this. Yeah, why not? And there's also more quests that I can do later. Another crop manager. That's ridiculous. Oh my lord. That's gotta be studied. That's gotta be studied. Something is wrong with that. And hello, Mighty Stone, with a tier 1 sub. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's incredible. Wow. So today, I did some more prep work as well. I got fed up with the slimes, as you can see. So I'm going to be expanding one side of this. I'm going to be digging out 5 chunks here, and I'm going to turn this into our new steam area. So the first thing that we're going to do today is I'm going to make an excavator. An excavator requires a big tool head, a big shovel head, a whatever that is, a large tool binding, and a large tool rod. And that will mine a 3x3x3 area, which I'm looking for. So we need to make some stencils here. I think, I'm not really sure what I want to make all of this out of. I have a obsidian large plate, which I'm going to use. I do want to make probably an iron tool head, which means I need to make stone tool heads first. And then that also means I need to find paper to make some patterns. Okay, thick boy tool rod. Tough tool rod, okay. Thick boy binding. And excavator head. We need to make all of this out of stuff. Okay, I think I'm gonna make a thaumium binding, because this allows us to have one more modifier off the rip. That's what thaumic does. The tough tool rod we're gonna make out of some type of something. Very vague. Sorry about that, chat. Brain not on yet. I just woke up. Let's get 2 brass ingots to cast this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the shovel, I think, right? Yeah, 1152. And then what should I make the tool rod out of? Just more iron, maybe? Oh, while I'm here, while that's using lava, let's also turn the rest of this into steel ingots. So I'm gonna load this up with steel. The reason is because the lava usage on this is linear. No matter how many things you add to it, if you had a world height smelter and added the whatever, like 12,000 items that you can fit in that, it would still use the same amount of lava over time. So that is definitely what I'd be using. Bronze has a better multiplier. All right, fuck it. We'll get some bronze. There we go. Let's cast our, you guys know what I'm talking about. We're casting our shovel head cast, and then our large tool rod cast, and then we're good to go. Hello, Donkey. How's it going? Or Dan the Man with a tier 1 gift sub to Donkey. Let's go. 2 gift subs. Well, they're literally there, looking at your crops and managing them by delegating all the work to you. I should name them Tooge, the crop managers, because they're really being corporate overlords right now, watching me do all the crop managing. That's so true. That is so true. Thank you for the follow, random dude. Okay, we've got our iron, bronze. There we go. Iron. I was gonna go into this tool head. I suppose I could just grab one of these casting tables right now and do that. And then get our tough tool rod. And let's bring our bronze to the bottom and then do that. So we've got all of our parts right here. Hopefully this is good. I don't really know how to min-max Tinker's tool stuff, but that looks not bad. Durability 954 is kind of sad though. Should we do 50%? I think a diamond is still better than emerald here if I want to do durability. But there we go. There's our first big tool. And I'm going to celebrate immediately by leveling this chunk in front of us. Random dude and random guy crossover event. Let's go. Is this the same donkey from the famous movies Shrek 1, 2, 3, and 4? No, that donkey died, actually. It was a really sad story. I wish he was still alive. Rip Donkey. Pour one out for Donkey. I wonder, maybe I could put redstone on this? I feel like that wouldn't be a bad idea. But man, look at how far we've come with our technology. This is like so much better than the prior process to dig out chunks. I have no words at this point to express how thankful I am that I no longer have to do the bullshit, which is awesome. Yeah, the jumping slimes are calling. This time, I'm gonna learn my lesson. We're gonna make 5 tall walls around the outside, so I don't have to deal with the jumping slimes anymore. I realize I should probably bring that in a block. This absolutely eats my hunger, though, for some reason. Or maybe it's just gone for a different reason. Hello, Casey. Cheers. Modern dirt digging technology. Exactly. This guy gets it. Anyone have an idea of what our first modifier should be? I feel like I don't want to do durability because I'm just like, I don't think durability changes the amount that iron ingots. So I think if I add like flat durability, I need to add more iron ingots in order to repair it. So it doesn't really make a difference in the long run because I'm not going far from home, you know? So I'm always near a repair thing. So perhaps redstone is the best way to go? But I don't really know. We don't have a lot of redstone though. We would need to start getting a farm up or something. Reinforce is the only good thing. Yeah, and we don't have a lot of obsidian either, so that one's rough too. It does actually eat your hunger? Oh, okay. Oh my god. Not dog. With 100 bits. Hey, 9, you're the reason as a first-time chat. Wait a minute. 100 bits as a first-time chatter is crazy. Hey, 9, you're the reason I started playing GTNH, so I wanted to say thank you. Well, of course, you're welcome. And thanks for dropping in today and saying hello. I'm glad like, a lot of people are like, will stop by and say that. And I always appreciate that because, like, This is one of my favorite packs of all time, obviously. And I am so glad that I know about it and like have learned about GTNH because like this is like a part of my life now that pretty much is never going away. I think I genuinely will be playing GTNH until I'm in a nursing home. In a normal world, I would have said lapis. I don't... Would you want fortune on a shovel? I feel like maybe... Actually, you know what I could do is put my sticky jewel on this, and then I could get, You guys know what I'm talking about? What's that modifier? Silk touch, that's what it is. Silky jewel. Silk touch might be good. I don't really know if there's a use case for fortune on shovels. I'm still just an LV, but it's already my favorite mod pack ever. Let's go. Oh, I should put this dirt away. Dirt is actually a very important resource on Superflat. I actually ran out the other day. It was kind of embarrassing. Do you even need grass blocks though? Like, not really, but you know, it's nice to look at. Lapis on a scythe for more crop drops? That's interesting. I don't know if the spade or the scythe would be better at that point, you know what I mean? What did I miss? I just finished episode 1 on YouTube. Chat, you want to fill them in? Because there's a lot to go over. Hello, Death DT. I am having a good one. I hope you are too. This is technology, chat. Do you see how fast we are just obliterating these chunks? Like, I thought this would be a decent portion of stream, like digging this out. And this is gonna take us like less than 20 minutes, which is, it's actually like life-changing, perhaps. Technologia. Uh-oh, is there a slime pit going on? Oh, I mean, they're chilling. There's not many, actually. Alright, we need to repair this with iron ingots, and that's not bad. 4, 5... It's like 6 iron ingots, which is... It's a price I'm willing to pay. It's a grind, for sure, to get our iron, because I need to macerate villager drops. And currently, we don't have a way to, like, get good villagers and keep them. Without like losing my mind and having a bunch of villagers escape, so not dog with a tier 1 sub. Jeez. The most important thing is that Donkey from the original Shrek franchise died to an essence berry. Oh no. Do you have recommendations for affordable video editing software? Yeah, use DaVinci, it's free. It's the GOAT. DaVinci is really good. And the follow. Thank you for the follow, Viral Hybrid. Damn, everyone's popping in today. One thing about the BBF... Oh, the crops is that you can reduce the BBF grind. Yeah, that would be if I was making a BBF. But unfortunately, for the BBF, I am not gracing the BBF with my presence. The bricked blast furnace is the normal way to get steel in GregTech New Horizons, or what I like to call the baby way. This thing, it's fairly expensive. It requires a bunch of fire brick and gypsum. And fire brick is fire clay, which is clay and brick and a bunch of other stuff. And what it does is it has recipes for steel. So you can put iron dust and charcoal or coal, and you get steel out. And it takes 3,600 seconds for 10 steel ingots. I don't like that. I am not a fan of that. In Garden of Grind, you have to use it because you don't have access to lava. But in this playthrough, we do have access to lava, which means we can use the Tinker's Smeltery to get steel. And speaking of, actually, now is a perfect time to demonstrate. So let's see. Gotta get this and turn it into the ingot mold. Put that there. And that's on 62 ingots of steel. And then I put my little redstone clock here. And we're pouring out molten steel out of our smeltery. And that just goes straight into full ingots, which is really awesome. It just takes a minute. Jeez. How do I have 64 torches on my head? Where did we get 64 torches? What happened? How do you make the steel smelter? You can't alloy it? Well, you get steel dust from macerating villager stuff. So I get chainmail armor from villager trades, and you can also get it from infernal mobs. So most mobs will just drop this if you have like a mob farm. And then you macerate this with a steam macerator, and it turns into steel dust, which you can then turn into steel. You think you will be getting an infernal blast furnace set up again? I don't know. Given that we're not sticking around in tiers for a long time, I don't think I will. The infernal blast furnace is awesome, but I think it has a lot of investment requirements that I'm not willing to make in this playthrough. Just basically because we're not limiting ourselves to tiers. You can make a vanilla mob switch. I've been thinking about that. Onyx, if you have any ideas for a vanilla mob switch that are like making a mob switch that works in GTNH, I would love to see that, but I don't know enough about technical stuff to modify a vanilla mob switch for GTNH. And just like that, we are almost done with our brand new Steam Age space, which is going to be awesome. I'll probably do some like cleaning up on my own of these old walls and maybe add on to the new wall. But yeah. Are there any interesting recipes to get lava through crops? I think it's bee only for now. I don't think there's a lava crop. I did ask around and I didn't hear anything about it. Onyx, that would be awesome. If you could figure out a mob switch, I would absolutely love that. All right, there we go. That's all I'm doing for dirt mining today. Or is it? Actually, I need to mine out one more block on each side, but that's neither here nor there. Man, was that easy or what, chat? Damn. I love this thing. All right, let's get our new Steam setup. All right. I realize I say all right so much. I was editing my video, like my #1 video. I had to edit out so many all rights. It was ridiculous. I need to work on that. Let's sleep, and then I will tell you all about my genius evil master plan. Let me take off my sweatshirt. All right, all right, all right. Hive, bring a sword. Thank you, chat. Am I in default skin? Yeah, I'm in default skin. Hair's good. Alrighty, so. Yeah, it's like a brain worm. Fuck. The fundamentals of steam is that you need a good water source, first of all. This current water tank that we have only makes 10 liters per second. Steam is converted at a 1 to 16, or is it maybe 1 to 160 ratio of water to steam? Yeah, it's 160. So every 10 liters of water turns into 1,600 liters of steam. I want more than that, and I have done the math, or at least I went to the wiki, and I made a plan to get a solid fueled boiler firebox. We're gonna go for tier 2 with the high pressure steam tanks. And what this allows us to do is this has a really efficient burn rate for steam. It has like a ramp up period. This specific one takes an hour to get to max steam production. But we have access to diamond dust because I have been macerating a bunch of diamond armor as well. And this diamond has a burn time of, I think it's like many, many hours. So many hours. So we're going to use this, burn our diamond dust to get a bunch of steam from our water. Oh my god, that's not even English. But we're going to use this insanely high burn time in this solid fueled boiler firebox in order to get most of our steam this playthrough. First thing I want to do though is get 3 more of these water tanks. I will need 40 liters per second to fully saturate that solid fueled boiler firebox that I have planned. So let's start with that. I have a lot of this from Sticky Cane. Let's see, I think I have an auto crafting recipe for this. Each of these water tanks takes 26 siding, so I'm going to make 78 more. And if I'm not wrong, I should be able to just go to my wood chest over here and grab everything I need. Put an all right counter on the stream overlay so you get aware of it at all times. That might just make me never say it again, frankly. We need to make a file pattern. Let's just pattern out an iron file right there. And then we obviously need the plates for this. Where's regular stick? There we go. All right, let's do this. Oh, I don't have enough space in my inventory, LMAO. Auto crafting, chat. Auto crafting. Do I need to say anything more? Do I need to say anything? That's pretty nice. I can't lie. Another thing I want to do is get a new building block. We have these oak bonsais and they're really nice and they've been producing like way more wood than I can hold up with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get us a new building block to work with. Let's get our chisel. I want to use some oak wood panels. I really like the look of these. I don't like that sound though. Why is it only in my left ear? What? What is that, bro? No NEI GTNH run would be crazy. That's actually like a great challenge run idea. I really like that. North. Okay, yeah. So 1, 2, 3. And we can start here. All right, there's one water tank. There's 2. 1 diamond dust is 85 minutes. Okay, so it's not hours, but it should be pretty long for our intents and purposes. And I think the boiler, the like railcraft thingy, moves a little faster than, like, I think it burns fuel twice as fast or something, but you know, it's the price you're willing to pay, right? Let's move this bad boy as well while we're here. Free water hacks? Dude, free my boy water. When the Greg is super flat. Okie dokie. All right, there we go. There's enough water. Let's make this floor go out a little bit. The next part we need to do is hook this water up to our steam setup, which means I need to actually craft out the steam setup. So let's see if we can actually do that. There's probably a couple more resources I need to get, like craft some XP ore berries into copper is the most likely thing I can think of. Maybe we need to get a little more iron. Maybe we should just go through the quest book normal for a little bit. But where's the fun in that, right? A stack of diamond dust would last 3.7 days, 1.8 at double burn. Not bad. Let's make some more wooden fluid pipes and move everything over. Because I think I did this in a slightly bad order because I'm thinking about this and I'm probably going to need a forge hammer. The forge hammer gives us access to a much better plate recipe, and we're going to need a lot of steel. And I don't want to be doing this inefficiently. So currently, our plate recipe is 2 ingots with a hammer into 1 steel plate. The forge hammer gives us a 3-to-2 recipe, which is 1.5 times as efficient on materials or something. So we do want to make one of these, and I might as well just fly through the quest book here. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. What's the worst that could happen? I don't know why the first machine that it asks us to make is the alloy smelter, but I think it definitely should be the forge hammer. Oh, wait, because we need the compressor for the anvil. Okay, I see, I see. Whatever. All right. 1. Oh, we're out of bronze. That's really awkward. All right, let's get our tin dust, copper dust. There's 42 bronze. Pop that in there. And we need more copper. Surprise, surprise! All right, let me show you how I've been getting copper recently. It's pretty painful, but it's doable. We can eat these essence ore berries a stack at a time. If you crouch and right click, you can see my XP bar just fills up like nothing. And we've got plenty of these because I have been farming. So what we're gonna do with this is I have a setup with XP drains over seared tanks, and I have 12 buckets. And when I sit in here, it drains the XP into the seared tanks below. I can then pick this up into buckets and then auto craft those into the resource of my choice, which in this case is copper. Every time we do one of those, we get 4 copper dust, chat. So it's not the fastest thing on earth, but I can process the copper crop. But as I said at the beginning, they don't grow very well passively, and they use a lot of steam to process. I can show you. The recipe is kind of expensive on Steam, and we just don't have enough steam yet to do it very often. A stack of these turns into 9 copper though, which is not a lot, right? This uses 720 liters per second of steam, which is probably way more than we can possibly make in this small coal boiler. So I'm not even messing with that, honestly. All right, I gotta switch up the music. Ba, 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 ba. Where's my favorite song? You need red alloy for pistons? Oh my god, who is making pistons at this day and age? Do not make pistons. You can find them as infernal drops. You can find them in villages. That is so silly that you need that for pistons. I guess it's important that that's in the quest book though. But if you're not, if you know anything, if you're in my stream, I better not see you crafting most of your pistons. You got to do this first one for the quest book, but after that you're on your own, bub. All right, that's a stack of bronze. That should last us a little bit at the very least. We don't craft pistons around these parts. Okay, 20 bronze. That should be enough. That should be enough. Let's craft this all out. Got bricks in there, so there's our bricked bronze hull, which should be the first part of this quest, and then the crafting task next is our steam alloy smelter, which is this bad boy. All right, I need 2. I should have just patterned this out in the first place. Steam alloy smelter. There's that, there's this, there's 2 furnaces. So I need 6 more plates, which means a little bit more bronze. And then do we have furnaces? There we go. There's 1. No cobble in there. And that should be our steam alloy smelter, which is our first steam age quest, or I guess our second steam age quest, which we are going to use very quickly to get some red alloy ingots and just keep cruising through the quest book. Can you not directly melt the ore berries in the smeltery? I can. There is an issue with that though, is lava is a resource that I'm not willing to part with very easily, because although there's technically infinite lava in Superflat, it's not actually, because I need to travel further and further every time to get the lava. So until I can find myself a long-term passive supply of lava, I will not be trifling with that recipe. All right, 14 red alloy ingots, which is diabolical, by the way. Wait, can I just smelt this? Can I make the dust? It requires a mixer. Unfortunate. Okay. 14 of these means I need to put 56 redstone dust and 14 copper ingots or copper dust in something in that smelter. So let's keep XP farming. All right, that should be enough. And then we've got enough redstone. Let's grab that 56 and 14. Hopefully we have enough steam just in reserve. We don't. We don't. I think there should be enough water to make it though. So let me just put some more diamond dust in here and that should solve everything. This is why I wanted a better steam generation thing, because this single small coal boiler just really is not cutting it at all. Steam furnace. No, I'm not making that. Simple solar boiler might be the play, except we don't have silver, which can be solved. I'm beginning to think I should just move all this shit over there. This might take a little bit of time to process through. Can we do anything in the meantime? Wire cutter and piston, which is a crafting task, obviously. Carpenter's block, okay. Macerator we have, so that should just be completed. Compressor we already have, that will just unlock as soon as we do piston. Then steel, we can just do that off the rip. And then anvil. All right, let's get our anvil sorted out. $45 iron ingots for one anvil is crazy. That's a crafting task, all right. So let's get our 2 iron plates prepared. 2 rods into 4 bolts into 2 screws. And that should be everything. We just need 45 of this for compression. I wish Polybenzimidazole with the first time chat says, I wish devs would change liters, millibuckets into milliliters and kiloliters, like in the metric system. I don't know enough about any system to have an opinion on that, but I trust you on that one. All right, hopefully the 2 of these can go at the same time. That's using 600 liters per second of steam? God damn! Oh, yeah, so we also need to be able to vent the steam, so let's do that. Let me also change up the music. The pace is slowing down, but that's okay. We were off to a lightning pace at the beginning, and I thought we could keep it up, but I don't think we can. Handful of jelly babies is crazy. What is that? We can only do like 1 ingot at a time before this shit just tweaks out because it doesn't have enough steam. I really love the steam gauge on the left. That's an awesome feature, by the way. I appreciate the devs who set that up because that's really cool to like see. It also helps me make these recipes without like power failing, which I'm very close to doing right now. I don't think it voids though, so I think we're good. We just need to wait for this fuck ass small coal boiler to do its thing. Is there any like intermediate upgrade we can make? I feel like maybe I could make like a 1x1 solid fueled firebox for now. Because that would be at least faster than this thing. Let's see, because that's not very expensive at all, right? If we do a tier 1 with the low pressure boiler tank, that's like oodles. That's very little. Let's pattern that out and see if we can just do that off the rip. There's that. It's mostly going to be a bronze cost, I think. Go. Then plate is this. Then bronze. We'll just put that as a smelting recipe. 20 bronze ingots. That's not terrible. I can live with that. And then how much iron are we taking? 36? Not bad. Not bad. Let's do it. Why not? Can I just autocraft this off the rip? We're missing 1 furnace and 4 bronze dust. Wow. I could straight up do this. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Whatever, we need more copper anyway. Back to the copper mines, chat. The song dropped the playlist? I'm not really using a playlist here. This is just Nude by Radiohead. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. This thing is so slow. Could probably make 2 more. We've got to like supplement the boiler every once in a while. Why does it have us making 14 exactly? What is with the exact 14 red alloy ingots? Is there like a reason for that? Do we need it for something specific, or is it just like for the vibes? Opinion on Deftones? Dog, you already know. I'm a Deftones enjoyer. Let's put some stuff in here. That goes in there. That goes in there. We're doing pretty well in bronze. Not bad. Ever heard of Death Cab for Cutie? No, I haven't. I feel like that sounds niche enough that I would like it. I have never seen a live Deftones concert, but that is one that I would have liked to. First time tuning in came from Superflat video. How far along are you since the end of that video? We're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well. Chat, do you want to update any specifics? Because I don't remember. I mean, you'll just have to watch the video. Right? Do I dare make 1 more? Yeah. We're good. We're almost there, chat. 11 out of 14. Challenge run things. Oba Nation, if you want to send that in my music channel in my Discord, I'll probably take a listen. We also need more bronze, so let's get that going. Off rip. At least I know what I need to do. You know, I've got plenty of things, of goals to get to. Oh, thank God there's extra iron. That's gonna be a lifesaver. Why does it do that every time? Doing GOG right now and watching you is a pleasure in hell. Yeah, this must be so much chiller than GOG. Other than the slimes. For a broken heart. I wish I could do this song live. It's so hard. One more! One more red alloy ingot! Alright, there is our... I just said alright again. There's our last red alloy ingot for the quest, ideally. And I guess I go loot bag. Even though more red alloy ingots would be awesome. Let us grab the wire cutter quest real quick. I think it wants iron, so I'm just gonna do the normal NEI patterning thing. And then plates, we have that recipe, that for that, all of that. Make sure you don't NEI auto craft out any of these crafting tasks. Sometimes it glitches out and it doesn't work. So you'll want to do those by hand mostly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1 bolt, 1 screw, 1 wire cutter. Easy. Wire mill V2.0 alpha. Let's go steam age loot bag as well. We now have to make a piston, which I will never make more than, like, this is the only one that I think I will handcraft. If I am not handcrafting these, there is something wrong. Or sorry, if I ever handcraft another piston, something is wrong with me and I'm not the real me anymore. So I give you permission to execute me. Let's get a fence. Should be pretty simple. Got sticks. All right. I think that's it. Let's get 1 red alloy plate here. 1 iron plate. 4 rods and 2 plates actually, because we need 2 gears. This is another one of those very classic Gregified recipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 8 wooden screws, which is that, and then that. 16 short wood sticks, all right. And then 8 wood screws, and then I think we craft that into 4 carpenter's blocks, and then 1 piston. Holy Greg Tech. That is a very Gregified recipe. That is a very classic Gregified recipe. And there we go. I'll just get some sticky pistons out of that. We have the compressor already. We also have the macerator already. So we'll grab that. I'll put my coins away. I'll put those right there. Let's craft out our anvil real quick that we already loaded up. There's that. Wow, we're flying through right now. And now let's get our forge hammer, because this is the important part. I do think we need some more bronze for this, which shouldn't be too hard. Let's get our bronze plates. 1, 2, 3. I think we need 6 plus the hull, which is 7. Don't say anything, chat. Don't say anything. Oh, we actually need 1 more. Okay. And that should be a forge hammer. So the forge hammer is probably one of your biggest first investments that you'll want to look into. The reason why is it gives you that efficient plate recipe. I don't know why the quest book doesn't have you just beelining that. Well, actually we do, because you need the piston, which means you need the red alloy if you don't know where to source pistons, and then, which means you need the smeltery. So, okay, all right, I'll give them that. That makes sense for an average player. Hello, Drain Hair Eater. Interesting. That is an interesting name. Alrighty, what to do next? I think let's get that boiler out of the way. It should be pretty chill. We just need 1 solid fuel boiler firebox, and then a single one of those things that goes on top of it, this low pressure boiler tank, and I think we should be good. 200 liters of steam per second. That's not a lot though. What about the high pressure? Can I just put that one by one by one? 800 liters? Yeah, that's good. I'll do that. Steam multis win whenever I have steam first. I want to get the forge hammer specifically because without the forge hammer, I'm having really inefficient recipes. So I would rather not like waste a bunch of my resources right now. And so the forge hammer is the play. That is a lot of steel right there. I guess we can pick up that. Where was I putting loot bags? Right there? I would say that we honestly have more steel than we have bronze. So given the opportunity, let's be using steel more often. Let's see. All right, let's craft out what we need for this. We're missing a furnace, which should be a very easy fix here. Can I just... Did it make it? Oh my god, it made it. I just had everything, and NEI Autocrafting decided we could make it, so we did. That's awesome. So let's go for the high pressure steel boiler box thingamajig. I have a bunch of steel on me. What's missing? Oh, I need to do that. Okay. Steel screw, which I did pattern. We just don't have a file, probably. There we go. Perfect. That's all we need. And this we just hook up straight to our water supply. So I'll get some wooden pipes and maybe I'll elevate this off the ground a little bit. And we'll get some water into this and start making a lot more steam than we had prior, which is going to be great. It means I can reset the entire old line and I don't need to wait on it anymore. So let's get some building blocks. Let's turn it to day. No, I don't have a moderator. I should get some moderators. Let's ban that. There we go. You can mod me, trust. George Best Jojo. That is a crazy username. I did not think that anyone was of that opinion, but that's actually pretty awesome. I like that. I like that. My favorite JoJo is probably not even JoJo. I think I like Gyro Zeppeli better than any JoJo could be. You know what I mean? But the Steel Ball Run one, that is my favorite character. All right, let's get this thing. Let's get some water in this thing. Let's move it over to the middle here, just so I don't have an aneurysm. I sent my first message today. I think I would be the best mod. I see no reason why you wouldn't trust me. Yeah, I love that. No. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, wooden pipe. We need literally 40 liters per second. So we can make some pretty small wooden pipes here. It's really no big deal. We just need some wood, which should be pretty easy to procure at this stage of the game. Of all the things, I at least have wood. Let's just make a lot of those. I don't want to deal with that. We've got our wrench here. So when doing pipes, you need a wrench, obviously. Wrench allows you to change the inputs and outputs of GregTech pipes. So right here, I'm going to click on the top right there, and that should connect it to that water tank. And we're just going to go on through. I wish I had a little more space here. But yeah, we'll do that, and that's all connecting. And then if you crouch and right click, it sets a direction for like a one-way direction for a pipe to go. So I only want water going to the left here. I never want it sloshing backwards into these tanks or into the pipes that are holding them either. So I am just going to do that, and it's going to make my life a little bit easier. And we can also do that here at this junction. Let's get rid of that real quick. Pull up with that. That is a one-way. And then connect that. That's going to be a one-way as well. And then we can make that a one-way connection. Perfect. So water should now be funneling into our steam boiler, which means I can just chuck diamond dust into it, I think. So many new people today. Hello, Orange. Yeah, there's a lot of new people today. We love new people. They're always welcome. I like explaining things, so it kind of works out perfectly because the new people get to like get a feel for the stakes of what's going on and like how we progress and what it means, and then I get to explain things, which I like doing. So very annoying to do line mode on a server. Yeah, I think it's bugged for sure. Do that, and I guess I could put that stack in there, and then this goes in there, buckets in there. Yeah, I think we're good. We're chillaxing. So now that we have steam there, we do need a pipe that can handle steam, which is normally bronze. I don't know. Is there a better pipe we can make? One tank isn't connected to the pipes. Am I being lied to? Oh, no, I'm not. Good catch. Thank you so much. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad you caught that. All right, there we go. We're filling up on steam. This is great. Can we make potent? I don't think we can. Is Tumbaga an option? Because potent requires lead, right? And bronze. I mean, well, I guess it's a more efficient usage of bronze, right? Because it's a 2 to 5, as long as we supplement it with lead. We don't really have access to lead, but there are like lead ore berries. And I could make those. Plumbelia exists. Oh, God, that's a recipe. Is there not lead oreberry? Am I crazy, chat? Do you guys not see this? I don't think there is, actually. Thaumium, cobalt, thaumonite, void, ardite. I could make some like funny like void metal stuff. Void metal nugget. I wonder if I even can do this because I need the void block first. Lead is very hard to get. So normally, lead ore is sourced from the twilight, which is galena. Galena. Galena ore is normally found in the twilight forest in galena and cryolite veins. We don't have access to that. First of all, we're not in low voltage, which is what you need to be to get to the twilight. And second of all, we're not going to the twilight ever because this is a low dimension playthrough. So unfortunately, lead is going to be kind of an issue for a while. There is probably ways we can make this happen, but nothing super easy. So we're going to have to cross potent off the list. And I think we're just going to have to suffer with some regular bronze pipes, which should be fine. Let's see. Bronze pipe. We want something that can move about 6,000 liters per second, which is not looking good for us, right? Because this large bronze pipe can only move 4,800 liters per second. But my ideal goal is to have a boiler that can do 6,400 liters per second of steam. I guess we're fine for now using this though. The problem is that it's 6 bronze plates for one of these fluid pipes, which is ridiculous. I guess I could use the like small ones for now. That's only 800 liters. No, I can't. God, we're in a predicament, but I guess we just gotta go for it. And I guess we could make this pretty or we could make it functional, chat. I think we're gonna have to go with functional today. All we need is really the forge hammer to get our better plate recipes. So let's grab what we need. I'm also realizing, yeah, that's enough space actually. We're good, we're good. So I need my wrench, which exists. There we go. I need a hopper, which I might need to either farm or find. Okay, no, we have a couple. I will need 2 chests to set this up. Come on, man. I don't have any chests. Why not make steel? What do you mean make steel? Did you just take out of the boiler from 3 spots? Wait a minute. I can make steel fluid pipes. You're absolutely right. But because it takes lava right now, that's also a weird... We're in a weird gray area with that, is what I'm thinking. Let's also upgrade our Steam Forge Hammer before we do this. So right now in the Steam Questbook, as we're rocking through it incredibly quickly, I might say, we're allowed to get the high pressure steel boiler, which is actually like really easy to make. All we need is some wrought iron and 1 steel plate. And what this does is it just works twice as fast and uses twice as much steam, which is, you know, a good trade-off. So let's pattern this out. We've got steel plates. We got to get some wrought iron. Got to get that. The way we make wrought iron in this game is really fucking annoying, actually. We need to make wrought iron nuggets by smelting down iron nuggets into wrought iron nuggets. And then we turn those wrought iron nuggets into blocks through the compressor, is what I want to say. 198 iron nuggets. Oh my gosh. Is there an easy way to do this without tearing my hair out? Alloy smelter molding might work. Quick Thumbcraft grind for void metal pipes. Hmm. You can't only pipe steam from top of it? Oh yeah, you're totally right. I did connect this wrong. We'll fix that right now. I forgot about that. Yeah, the steam comes out of this top part, the high pressure boiler tank. And yeah, you're right. Thank you for catching that. Now the phrase wrought iron nuggets has lost all semblance of being words. Absolutely. All right, we got to go through a whole process here. We got to make a blank cast first of all. And that blank cast is going to turn into a nugget mold cast. And then we need to pour steel over it to make a nugget mold, which we're then going to put in our alloy smelter to turn iron into nuggets. Very long, convoluted process. Let's just get it done. I will use this opportunity to melt more steel with the lava that we have left. So let's put our single brass and then as much steel as we can pack into this thing. That doesn't go there. Oh. How is everyone doing today? This time I actually need to go at 2 hours so I can cook for my mom. I've literally been saying that I was going to make some Japanese curry for like probably a week now. And I've run into like shit left and right. Like I streamed for like 3 hours the other day and then I didn't get to it. We've been fine. Like I made eggs and a little tomato salad with garlic, apple cider vinegar, tomatoes, basil, toast, a little bit of rice. We made it through, but I actually need to cook some food today. So I cannot go over today. Please don't let me go over. All right, that is slowly melting down. We're running dangerously out of lava. We're gonna need to harvest some more soon and find a way to get some. I do think that there is a way to do this. We need to use a forestry a squeezer on something that we get from bees, which I think is phosphor, to get a little bit of lava at a time. This requires a simmering comb and a centrifuge. But we can get this from what? A fiendish queen? Oh no, I can't go to the nether. Wait a minute. How does one do this if they can't go to the nether? Hellish arid, hellish arid. Transmuting, perhaps? Yeah, it looks like transmuting is our way to get lava. All right, there we go. There is our nugget cast. This will help us a little bit. Let's get let's get the bare minimum of wrought iron right now. I want to hold on to my iron just in case we need it for something important today. And then I'll get some better processing machines later. Let me nab this steam alloy smelter real quick. I guess we could just take this pipe here as well. 800 liters per second. That's probably not enough, but that's okay. I've done some research and we could do vending machine to get the beehives we need. Okay. Let's go. I might have to get into bees soon then. And that's only taking 40 liters per second, so that's at least a godsend there. We do need to vent the steam. I think that's what that sound was. There we go. Make sure that there's a face open that steam can get out of. It's always important. 62XY says, watching early game makes me miss the old, simpler days. And let's get that dink water from Not Dog. I'm not really going to be using the steam alloy smelter that much. Maybe I don't need to get this whole setup here. What I will be using a lot is the forge hammer. This thing is going to get a lot of mileage. I do need to start smelting these, or melting them down. 198, what's 198 divided by 32? Divided by 32, 6 buckets of creosote, 7 buckets of creosote. Don't fucking say it, chat. Don't you dare say Don't you dare say it. I know I said it. I'm allowed to say it because I'm streaming right now. What mod is this? This is all the mods 9. Actually, sorry. All the mods 11. Sorry, we've gone to 11, version 11. I'm just kidding, Camden. This is Greg Tech New Horizons, a very infamous technical mod pack. On 1.7, yeah, one of my favorite Minecraft versions of all time. And yeah, you can do math in chat. You press space and then equals, and then you can do complex stuff. I think there's that like very common float integer problem where if you do like basic division, 32 divided by, like 4, sometimes you'll get really wacky decimal points. I don't know if that was a good example of it, but there's like that floating point precision error that you can get sometimes. 1.7.10 was the absolute peak of modded Minecraft, and I'll have no arguments. You hear none from me, my friend. All right, we're getting our first wrought iron ingots coming through. Why don't we just grab all of these, actually, while we're just here? Might as well, right? One point 12.2, 1.12 is pretty goated too for the modding scene. I kind of agree with that. All right, I'm just gonna slap this compressor right here because I do not need to automate this. The forge hammer and the macerator though, those guys we use all the time. I guess I can do some janky shit here. Like that and that. And then make sure that they can do that. Why not? Oh yeah, wait a minute. I'm using this to make the better version of the forge hammer. What am I doing, chat? Brain off. The only thing missing from GTNH is the inclusion of Astral Sorcery. Is that a 1.7.10 mod? I thought that was modern. I've never played that one before, though. I have been thinking to myself, though, that maybe I should branch out and start some new mod packs at some point. Like, try new things. Maybe not even Greg Tech mod packs. Just things that I could do fun challenge runs in. Because, like, it'd be interesting to go in blind into a challenge run, kind of like Goose did, and just play it the worst way possible. I noticed that gets actually a lot of engagement because people are like, how are you playing this mod the worst way possible and still surviving? Man, so many ban evaders. Twitch gotta fix this shit, man. Maybe I can just ban anyone who has the Neja.com thing. Where are my hoppers again? Is there even a challenge run for StarTech? I thought it was GOG to begin with, right? Or like at least Skyblock. Alright, we're slowly gonna compress those back into ingots. I think actually the alloy smelter with a mold might be the play here, but I'm not sure. Let me check that. Yeah, I mean, I could get an ingot mold, which would feel silly, but it would probably be much faster than this. I'm hoping we can survive watching that, though. Hello, Gayfug. How's it going? Awesome name. I love that. You could do stone block. I could do stone block. Isn't that like an old pack? I haven't played that in a while. Like, I haven't heard of that in a while. Now, here's the thing though. It can't be a challenge run if the expert mode is already in it, right? Because then that means people are already doing that. That's not interesting. It needs to be like a challenge mode that is not sponsored by the devs. You know what I'm saying? Something that is just out there. Like Superflat, there is no integration for GTNH Superflat. No devs thought to themselves, yeah, someone's going to be doing Superflat on this. I better tweak it so that way it works, right? StarTech's hard mode is like getting through GTNH's early game for the very first time. Interesting. I didn't think it would be that bad. Ooh, I do have the Forge Hammer. I could use the Forge Hammer to defeat the Forge Hammer, making my wrought iron recipe a lot better. Let's see. How many wrought iron ingots do I need now? Only 9. Let's go. Oh, wait. I forgot this. Which means I need 18. All right, a little bit better. Is there any more Steam Age progress we can make? I have glass. This is all optional, and it's a retrieval. You can get glass by trading with villagers, so we can at least knock that out of the park here. Man, editing this is going to be a nightmare, I think. I should have just done all the quests in one go. Let's T-search this. There we go. There's our glass, which should lead us to the extractor quest. The extractor I think we need for rubber stuff. And we need to skip the sulfur and nether quest by making a bunch of rubber, 2 stacks of rubber. How do we normally make raw rubber dust? Is it extracting sticky resin? Okay, all right, that makes sense. Might as well make one of those. Although maybe I'll wait till the ad break is done. Star technology, but only manual sieving. That would be funny. That would be really fucking funny. I need to smelt 7 more iron nuggets. Damn, I miscalculated. I shouldn't have moved shit around. We have plenty of wood. Whatever. Stack. Should be enough. Let it ride. Use a tinker smelter to melt down some iron ingots and cast it into iron nuggets, or use an iron ingot and a saw to craft iron nuggets, or use the steam alloy smelter. Put these in a furnace. With the compressor, you can compress nuggets into ingots. I wonder if there's a better compression technique. I think the alloy smelter might be the play. So let's see, the recipe in the compressor is 15 seconds. And if we look in the alloy smelter molding, it's 5 seconds at 1 EU per... No, wait, pause. 10 seconds at 2 EU per tick. That's way better. All right, let's get that. Hi, Night, I'm back. Hi, back, I'm not... Brain rot. Brain rot. I have very little fuel left, but we can use this opportunity for a couple of things. Let's just put a couple of ingots of brass in. Well, actually, that's just going to get filtered out. So let's get one. Is there any other molds that we need? I think we need the ball mold eventually. So let's just get that as well. Where's all our steel dust? We've got very little left. Interesting. Almost through. You can technically make a skyblock modder. Oh my god, skyblock mob farm with water right now? I could. I don't feel any need to currently. It'd be fun to see you do a mod pack with new mods, new and niche stuff you've never seen before, and try to beat it without looking up the wiki. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? I think that would be interesting appeal, because like then people who like the mod can come in and like be really sad that I'm fucking it all up. And then yeah, somehow I will make my way to the finish line doing some diabolical shit along the way, which is like what everyone wants to see, right? All right, let's make our ball mold. And then let's make our ingot mold. We're going to do the ball mold here. Oh my gosh, please let me... There we go. 4 steel, 1 bronze, a little bit of processing power. Not too bad. And then we'll do our ingot mold here. And we're using these steel ingot molds for the alloy smelter recipes, which are actually kind of underrated. I feel like people sleep on that often. The alloy smelter has a lot of recipes for like changing metals into different shapes, which might not be the best explanation for it. "20 seconds versus 30 seconds. Wow. That's just better. It's just straight up better. Poor man's extruder. Have you ever done Dungeon Dragon Space and Space Shuttles? No, what is that? That sounds very interesting, weird, and fun. That's awesome. How's our Steam doing? Oh my god, we're so positive on Steam. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, okay. My advice to any GT player who's starting out with Steam, make one of these solid fueled railcraft boilers and just like, these things are godly. I love these. Let's get back on track. Let's upgrade our forge hammer. I need to use the forge hammer to defeat the forge hammer, which means we need 18 ingots worth of plates here. Do we have access to the upgraded forge hammer? Time to get some steel quest? Dog, what do you mean? I have steel. What does it want from me? What? What? Okay, whatever, man. Whatever. That should be open to me though. Ooh, some nice wrought iron tools. I like that. All right, there we go. There's our 12 plates. Yeah, the forge hammer is fantastic. And before this fills up with steam, I'm going to break this, get it back, and then let's do our thing. Let's get our upgraded forge hammer because we're going to need this. I'm going to be AFKing a lot of resources between today and next stream on Wednesday, which we will probably go through and upgrade our Steam even further. Although now that we have a good setup, I don't know if I need to, honestly. I think we can just like beeline through the quest book and then get to the low voltage age, and then I have a really easy time editing and life is good. So we'll see. I don't think I'll run into much issue. But let's do this. Back up here. Get rid of that. And then upgrade this, which requires 2 wrought iron small pipes. And then 1 steel plate. So let's just get a couple of those. Electricity maxing on Wednesday? Maybe. It's either Wednesday or Friday. That's for sure. All right, I'm not setting that shit up again. We're just going to use the shitty recipe. What's your plan for rubber and sulfur? Well, we'll probably have to talk about that soon. I might keep that close to the chest for now, so that way you guys get to experience that with me. But I have some ideas. There's a boring way, which we already have access to, that I could totally do. And then there's a cooler way that's like much slower. Let's see, how bad is this? Is there even like a single block steam centrifuge? No, there's only the multi. So I need to make a multi to do this. Okay. Theoretically, I can get a bunch of sulfur from centrifuging netherrack, which is slow and like kind of interesting. And I say kind of interesting because it's more interesting than our alternative, which I don't want to use as much because it's kind of ass pulley. But we can do XP crafting to get sulfur. It's not that much, right? We don't need a ton of sulfur. But I would need to make an entire multi-block centrifuge, which I will make eventually. But like, I don't know. For the purposes of just getting out of Steam Age, I feel like it's kind of misleading almost. We only need 2 stacks of rubber bars, which is 128 sulfur dust, which is really not that much. So I'm thinking maybe we just go the XP way, because I think that's already established that it works. And if someone sets that up and they're following along and then I don't use that, it would just be kind of silly. Large bacon sandwich. Oh, look, the steam liquefied. Cheers. Man, I need to get the vending machine soon. Can we just get the steam extractor today? I guess we can. It's not a big problem. We've got the forge hammer. What was I doing? Was I doing anything important? Because I don't think I was. All right, in that case, let's keep going through the quest book. Let's get that steam extractor out of the way, which is the next quest. I'm gonna pin this, get that. But now we have a little bit of a difference in that we can make these bronze plates with our better recipe. So we only need 21 bronze ingots at this point. And then do that, and then that. 21 copper dust. Oh wait, this dust recipe is worse. I forgot about this. Because it's 3 copper to 3 bronze dust. We should be using the steam alloy smelter recipe, which is, oh, that's also 33. What the hell? Is there never a better recipe? Am I crazy, chat? I swear that was 3 to 4. Mixer, maybe? Oh, wait. You're so right. Yeah, there we go. We don't have that. We don't have that, sadly. Is there a steam mixer? Steam blender. I mean, It's also the new and updated structure, which is much smaller. So it would be kind of more worth it to do this, but no, not today. We're just gonna craft that shit out. Now, do you have a link to the nightly? If you can pop into my Discord and ask me that, I'm sure either someone can find it for you or I can answer that later. But I'm probably not gonna look into that on stream right now, if possible. What the hell? Got a creosote oil spill. Let's get some tin ore berries. I wonder if I could just process all of these down because I'm not using the macerator right now. 9 can't read. There's 3 to 4 in the alloy smelter. Wait, so I am just tweaking out the was? Oh, it is just tetrahedrite. You're right. Sorry about that, chat. Or maybe this recipe. Yeah, copper dust. All right, that makes life a little bit easier. Why did I do it this way? What was my goal? I need a lot of throughput on this. What am I doing? Coke ovens are weird right now in 2.9 beta? Yeah, that's what I'm gathering. There we go. That's a little more throughput for it. Out of all the blocks I could have accidentally placed down. Okay, this didn't give me blindness this time, which is great. I'm gonna do a little bit of tech here. Trapped chest. I don't know why that's a chisel recipe, but it is, so. Vent the steam. Yes, good idea. Alright, ore berries. Get in there. 720 liters per second of steam. I think that's more than this can produce, actually. Yeah, we're going slightly negative on steam. So this will just process out into tin dust very, very slowly and inefficiently. And then we will use that to make our bronze. Let's also do some more copper crafting. Do I have anything that I can just smelt today? Yeah. How do I set up like banned chat things? Let's see. Show messages caught by blocked terms. How do I do blocked terms? Manage mod settings. I might need to set this up on my own time. Yeah, I want to get rid of these bots that keep fucking promoting Twitch bot, guys. Oh my god, I did not mean to pin that. Why did I pin that? I hate these guys. Steam. Alright, how much tin did I need? Just 6. That should be good enough. 600 liters per second. God damn. Yeah, I want to ban those words. I just don't know how to. I'll look that up on my own time. There's not much more to do other than make our steam extractor today. And then from there, we just need to conquer rubber tomorrow, which should be pretty easy. I think we did some good progress today. I think I'm happy with stream. And then I can like build up some resources over time for next stream, and we can like fly through some progression together. But let's get this extractor at least hooked up on our line. I say line, but it's really not not that impressive. Hello, GX Eclipse. Almost lost my streak. Uh-oh. Well, I'm glad you're here. How are you doing today? Yeah, as you can see, these ore berries, processing them is kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. That is the one thing that is just kind of terrible. 15 seconds at a very high EU cost to get 1 tin dust from 9 tin ore berries. There's a lot that's stacked up against using ore berries. And I might just stick to essence from now on and just painfully XP craft it all together. But we'll see. Thank you for the follow, UTS. All right, there we go. And we can check the speed of our ultra-fast forge hammer. Look at that. That is eating through steam faster than we can make it. Faster than this pipe can even move it. Damn. Oh, that's because it's attached to the shitty steam pipe. I forgot. Do we make this? No way, right? Oh, yeah, we're good, we're good. We're chilling. Just barely, just barely. Hey, 2C Base, how's it going? Thank you for the sub. That's 3 months in a row, and a little dink water, I'll take that for a sub. I definitely... We do that. How's it going, my friend? All right, let's craft this all together. Grab our bronze hull. And it should be as simple as that. Where's our glass? Did I put that up here? Okay. That is our final steam machine that we'll be making for now. I want to say final for now because I'm hoping we could just get into LV tomorrow. You guys think there's anything else? I think that's it, right? That's all I need strictly to get into LV. I do want to make a multi-block macerator. I have it pinned here. It's this thing, Steam Grinder. This thing is the GOAT. It is very useful. It has 8 parallels and it works faster than normal and uses a lot less steam. And because we're macerating a bunch of armor for our main iron and steel drops, this is pretty good. Also diamond, which we use to power our boilers. So I think that would be a pretty good investment overall, getting one of those things, but we'll see. We'll see for now. Let's slap our steam extractor somewhere funny. Oh yeah, right here. That'll do. And yeah, I guess we could like kind of automate that. What we need to do is get raw rubber dust out of it. Let's grab the loot bag. And then we need to make 2 stacks of rubber. So that will be tomorrow's goal. And then we can fly. So thank you for joining me today. I am going to cut stream off a little bit early and get some cooking done, hang out, relax, have a good day, and I hope you guys do too. Let's go find somebody to raid, and I'll say the normal stuff that I say. Also got another dink water, so let me attend to that real quick. Can I just... Oh yeah, I can. There's nothing stopping me, in fact. I can even... Wait. Hold on. This, and then F4C. Okay, yeah. This is good. I can totally control this. All right, let's go find somebody to raid. Random Potato is still doing subathon. Who else is playing? I kind of want to raid Cat's Cozy Games, actually. Yeah, Cat definitely deserves a raid. Let's get this going. Cat's Cozy Games is also playing GTNH 2.9 betas, and they're right about in the same spot that I am, maybe a little bit further. But let's call stream right there. And before we raid, I would like to remind you to be kind to yourself and others and do the best that you can. And be curious, be kind, always ask questions, and don't be afraid to look silly asking a question. It's always good to know. It's always good to explore. And it may be embarrassing sometimes to ask what might seem as obvious questions, but if you do it politely and you respect the people around you, it's always good to ask. All right, and that's it. Let's go raid. Peace, everyone. Bye, VOD.